Today we are going to explore the questions: can you be an au pair in the UK since Brexit? Do British people exploit au pairs? And I'm also sharing some of my own experiences as an au pair, as a nanny. Let's begin. So, first of all, this video is sponsored by me. I just want to let you know about my wonderful book, Rock Your Au Pair Year, which will help you to have the best au pair journey if you want to be an au pair in the future or if you are already an au pair. I'm going to show you quickly how to get the book. You go to Amazon. It doesn't matter which country you're in, your Amazon is the one you go to, and then you put in Rock Your Au Pair Year, and then you find two. The first one is the original edition I put on the market, and the second one, this one here, is a newer version. Now, they're basically the same, only that the newer version has more content. So let's get into this video. I would like to begin by Googling au pair crisis in the UK. Many families are facing a childcare crisis following a 75% slump in the number of young Europeans willing to work as au pairs as Brexit plus other factors. Now, I read this and I was wondering, okay, but breakfast is now a few years back. Brexit is now a few years back. So what has the UK government done to help au pairs from European countries to come back to the UK? Because British families still need au pairs. It's not that there is no need, there is a need. And some time has passed. So I thought that by now there would be a visa for young girls to come to the UK as an au pair. So let's have a look. So I looked on the website Au Pair World, and it says here visa requirements for au pairs in the UK. And here are the visa options for you. So the first one is a Tier 5 Youth Mobility Scheme, and this is for people from Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Japan, Republic of Korea, blah 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 blah. No European countries on here. Next one, UK Ancestry Visa. This is a 2-year visa and it says for au pairs who have a grandparent who was born in the UK. Student visa, available for au pairs from all nationalities who are enrolled in a full-time course to study in the UK. Well, that means if you're enrolled in a full-time course, you have to pay for that course and you have to attend that course. It would be a lot more tricky to follow your study and au pair schedule. Pre-settled status for EU citizens. So pre-settled status means that if you came to the UK before the 31st of December 2020, and you had the right to apply for this. But I mean, this is for people who were already here. So it's it kind of contradicts the purpose, because if you were already here working, then you're probably not planning to be an au pair. Special status for Irish au pairs. So Irish girls can come over. But basically, non-English speaking, there's very little non-English speaking on this list, and it's quite limiting. So I'm personally wondering, are there still any European au pairs in the streets of London? How did they get here? Do they just come on a tourist visa, which is not legal, but do they just do that? Could you just comment below and let me know, because I'm quite curious. So that's the situation. Basically, if you're from Europe, legally, unless you have some kind of connection with the UK or you want to study here, you cannot come legally to be an au pair. And it's quite interesting, because the problem that there is a shortage for families to get childcare that they can afford is still existent. I mean, that problem hasn't gone away. But since the situation is what it is, and maybe if you are in a situation where you can come here or you want to be a nanny and for one reason or another you are able to access one of those visa opportunities, I want to talk a little bit about Payment. Payment for au pairs and nannies. First of all, I want to show you what the government side says about this. So the government side says that au pairs should usually get £90, at least £90 a week. Now, before I looked at that, I just generally Googled au pair salary and it said 80 to 90 pounds. And I know that it was basically that a few years ago, and I wondered, is this still the case? Do au pairs still to this day only earn £90 a week? Because it's a little bit little, particularly in the UK or particularly in London. If you are an au pair in London, this is not a lot of money. So what I want to speak to is something that I only realized over time. Now, I've lived here several years. First I started out as an au pair, then I was a nanny, and now I'm not a nanny anymore. Basically, au pairs earn, if we can believe this source, £90 a week. Nannies earn, depending on the amount of hours they do, and also depending on whether they live with a family or whether they live out and hence not with a family, between, this is just a very rough number, between 300 and 600 pounds. Is if you do have the opportunity to come here, know what a valuable asset you are. Don't just go for the first family. Really make sure that you're happy with the job that you get. And so if you're new, okay, maybe you need to take a lower paying job. But then as soon as you reach the 1 year mark or the 2 year mark, you can register with agencies, nanny agencies, who will be able to get you a job with a family who will pay a lot more. And particularly for you young women or men who speak another language. And here's where I speak from my experience. I'm not a nanny anymore, but because I used to be, I still get emails from agencies asking me if I want to take this job, and these are usually jobs where a family is looking for a German-speaking nanny, because I have a German background. So because it's so difficult for families in the UK to get a nanny that has a different background, has another language they can speak to the kids, they're really desperate, and some families will pay very, very high amounts of money for you to do this job. The highest amount of money that I've been offered for a nanny role for a German speaker is 90k, £90,000 a year. So nearly £100,000 a year. Yeah, I'm not interested. But I just want to show you, don't sell yourself below your worth, because there are more families looking for a nanny than there are nannies that speak another language. So if you think about it, it's a nanny's market and not a family's market. You write down what you want and how much you want to earn. And I wouldn't say or recommend that you set out for the absolute highest amount, because there's lots of factors that come into play. However, I would really urge you to register with the nanny agencies that you can register with and be really clear what you want, because everybody comes to this with their own agenda. By the way, if you hear someone snoring in this video, it's the dog that I'm looking after. She's sitting under the desk snoring away. What you also must know is that a lot of families that advertise on Gumtree or any of the other platforms that are free or only have a very low fee for them to register, these families are not registering with agencies, because registering with an agency costs more money than if they do it themselves through a website. So generally speaking, if you want a higher income, you are better off registering with these agencies, because they have higher paying clients that they can put you in touch with. And so lastly, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.